If you believe that an average weak person like yourself should just live a so-called practical life and that sacrificing for a bigger cause is foolish, like let things be the way they are, why invite trouble, then you must watch this film. And if you think things as they are should change and that even an average person can make a huge sacrifice to bring that change, then you also need to watch this film. Why am I saying this? You will understand after watching the movie. Though the story is inspired by real events, the film is so masterfully made that it captures the essence of horrific incidents like mob lynching and takes you deep beyond the surface to their root causes. You will see horror, emotion, cause and effect, the link between individuals and society, the evils in society, and where those evils originate from. Everything is clearly visible. Everyone on social media who is even slightly into cinema was praising this film, so I thought, okay, let's give it a shot. But honestly, I did not have very high expectations. Even though it was produced by Anurag Kashyap and Kiran Rao, the director was someone new, not a familiar name. Now he is more than familiar, none other than Karan Tejpal. So while I was interested, I wasn't overly excited. The film begins with a woman and a little girl sleeping on a bench. Suddenly, another woman shows up and kidnaps the girl. My first thought, oh shit, another crime thriller. And to be honest, I am not really into crime thrillers. But since I had started watching, I figured I would finish it. It's not that long, about 90 minutes. Believe me, as the film progressed, I got more and more involved. This is a full-fledged film in the real sense. It shows the real lives of real people. Every character has a personal arc and always plays a dynamic role in the story, which makes the story itself lively and layered. In the beginning, Gautam Bansal, played by Abhishek Banerjee, is talking to his wife. She tells him not to be angry at his brother because he's already mentally disturbed. Gautam replies, "How long will you keep crying? I hate this bloody celebration of depression." This scene is happening in parallel with the kidnapping, showing that the story is not just about a kidnapping. It's also setting up Gautam's character. This simple line becomes important later, building suspense and thrill. At around 9:50 in the film, there is a scene where Jhumpa is pleading with Gautam and Raman to help find the kidnapped girl. Gautam, in a dismissive tone, offers her some money, but Raman stops him. This scene powerfully shows the class divide and caste conflict present in society. You don't just see the class and caste psychology, you feel it. That's when I started disliking Gautam. I felt like he might be the kidnapper. And when a film makes you suspect a character like that, it means it is pulling you in. That's how the film grabs you, through suspense, thrill, human relationships, and reflections on social injustice. During a police interrogation, the officers ask Gautam and Raman what they were doing at the railway station. Gautam hesitates at first, but then says, "It was our mother's wedding." All the cops start laughing. From this scene, you understand that Gautam and Raman come from an upper middle class background and consider themselves progressive. But you also begin to feel the hypocrisy of Gautam's so-called progressiveness. This is the same Gautam who just moments earlier ridiculed Jhumpa for being a lower caste. And now we learn that his mother is getting married and he's okay with that, even while living in a patriarchal society. It makes you feel that Gautam's progressive stance is not because he truly believes in equality, but because his class demands it, because it is socially expected of him. The sarcastic laughter of the police also reflects deeply rooted patriarchal biases in our society. But credit to the film, it does not try to show feminist commentary down your throat or make the cops look like evil without reason. Their character gets exposed naturally through the story. That's the brilliance of this film. See the kind of thoughts I'm having while watching this film? That's what it means to be fully involved in a film. Later, when the police are reluctant to take action on Jhumpa's case, they are forced to pursue it because of Raman's pressure. And when Gautam and Raman find themselves in trouble, they try to bribe the police. I will explain why they are in trouble later during the story discussion. For now, these two scenes reveal the dirty side of the police and make their earlier sarcastic laughter feel even worse. That's what good cinema does. Had the film relied only on surface level feminist slogans, the police would not have felt so flawed and real. And that earlier Their laughter would not sting the viewers. That is the power of good writing. It makes you think socially and politically. Around the 40-minute mark, there is a scene where Gautam pulls Jhumpa out of a cart run. Raman and Gautam get into a fight. Raman had placed Jhumpa in the trunk to protect her. He wants to help her, but Gautam just wants to save himself. This scene has few dialogues, but they are so powerful. Just listen to them. Raman, can't you see she needs help? Gautam, yeah, so it's you who will save her now. Raman, someone has to. Gautam, be practical, Raman. Raman, I'm not your kind of practical. At some point, you have to stand for something. Understand that. Later, the conversation escalates. Raman, you will not understand because you haven't lost anyone. Gautam, are you blaming me for your loss? She was in the last stage. We loved Riya too. We even took her to Hopkins. We tried. Raman, what did you try? What exactly did you do? Gautam, we did everything. Raman, no, tell me, what did you do? Gautam, we gave everything. Raman, I just wanted a hand on my shoulder. What did you do? What did you say? You told me, move on. Gautam, for your own good. Raman, I'm your brother, not an assignment. Let me give you some advice. Stop thinking with your wallet all the time. Just brilliant. What a fantastic scene. Can someone confirm this is still a suspense thriller, right? In just a few lines, we get peak human emotion, relationship drama, and even social and political commentary. This is peak cinema. Just before the film's ending, there is a peak moment for me. Gautam, Raman and Jhumpa are hiding in a building, trying to escape from people who want to kill them. Jhumpa tells them she is going to a rehabilitation center. I will not spoil why. Gautam tries to stop her, but she leaves anyway and gives him the phone number of a woman. Jhumpa reveals this woman had bought her unborn child. Again, I will not spoil much here. Just know this. Soft and sad background music and Gautam's outstanding expressions in this scene do more than just prove Jhumpa's innocence. They make you feel her as a hero, a fragile woman from a lower caste becoming the emotional core of the story. From the first time, Gautam looks at Raman with understanding, acknowledging that helping Jhumpa was the right thing to do. This moment marks a qualitative change in Gautam's character. These were some of my raw experiences while watching the film. Next up, we talk about the story. I'll go a bit deeper into the plot of this film because the screenplay is so tight that if you miss even a little, you might not understand what is going on. But don't worry, I will not give away any spoilers. My goal with this review is always to make you want to watch a good film, not ruin it for you. So friends, the film begins at a railway station where a woman and her daughter are sleeping on a bench. Another woman comes and sits nearby, then suddenly grabs the girl and runs away. While running, she bumps into a man and the girl's cap falls off. The man picks it up. The mother wakes up and does not see her daughter, whose name is Champa, anywhere. She starts searching frantically and spots Raman, the man who picked up the cap. She sees it in his hands and starts screaming, accusing him of kidnapping her daughter. Raman turns out to be the same man the kidnapper had bumped into. At that moment, Gautam Bansal arrives and a police officer also shows up. Gautam was there to pick up Raman. There is a brilliant scene between the police and these two brothers, but I will not spoil it. I have hinted at it earlier, but you will get it when you watch the film. Raman convinces everyone that he did not kidnap the child. He just saw someone running away with her. There is also a tea seller boy nearby. Raman asks him, "Did I have a child in my hands?" The boy replies, "No." Gautam tells Raman, "Let's get out of here," and starts pulling him away. But the police officer stops them, saying since Raman witnessed the kidnapper, he needs to stay and give a statement. In the next scene, Jhumpa, the woman whose daughter was kidnapped, is crying in the toilet. Raman sees her in tears and feels sympathy. Jhumpa, while still crying, is on a call with a woman who tells her, "Stop crying and look for your daughter. The police will not help. You will have to do it yourself." This toilet scene is an outstanding moment for Mia Milesar as Jhumpa. Her acting here is phenomenal. Jhumpa starts searching for herself. She is suspicious of everyone around her. At one point, she sees the tea seller going upstairs while on a call. She follows him. A moment later, he runs down and she chases him. The police grab him. After a bit of rough handling, he confesses to being involved in the kidnapping, but says it was his first time and he did it under the influence of a woman named Surili. He tells the cops that he once overheard Surili arranging a meeting at Kasuni Koti, an abandoned building. The police doubted it, saying, "Why would anyone go there?" and start discussing between themselves. Seeing this, Jhumpa yells at them to go check Kasuni Koti immediately. The officers say, "We have to go to the station first, register an FIR, then we can go." Jhumpa screams at them to move fast. They refuse. That's when Raman steps in, saying, "She's absolutely right, sir. This starts a heated argument between Raman and the police. The clash begins. The police, trying to escape responsibility, say, "You are a witness, so you will have to come with us." Raman agrees, even though Gautam tries hard to stop him, but Raman does not back down. Up until now, Raman's decisions show some hesitation, while Gautam is fully convinced that they should just escape the situation. Gautam is angry at Raman for dragging them into this. The police tell Gautam, Raman and Jhumpa to come to Kasoni Koti with them in a car. On the way, Raman begins talking to Jhumpa, asking where she is from and where she is headed. Gautam, irritated, turns on the radio and blasts loud music. They are driving at night, following a police motorcycle down an empty road. Gautam is sleepy at the wheel, so he pulls over, and Raman takes over the driving. Meanwhile, the police bike disappears ahead. Jhumpa receives a message from her friend, warning her that the police now know who she is. They even have her train information and her picture. At this point, I was completely confused. I still suspected Gautam, especially since he was on the film's poster and he looked like a mafia leader, clean out, suited up villains who seem decent on the outside. I will not reveal who the kidnapper actually is. That only becomes clear near the end. And honestly, until that moment, I could not predict anything correctly. Anyway, they keep driving until they are stopped by forest police. Just then, the regular police also arrive. The forest officers say that a video has gone viral on their WhatsApp group showing these two men and Jhumpa accusing them of kidnapping a child. The video is from the railway station where Jhumpa was grabbing Raman. The cops retrieve them from forest police custody and continue on. At Kasoni Koti, the police take Jhumpa inside while getting Gautam and Raman to wait in the car. But Raman goes in anyway. Gautam stays behind. At around 30:15 in the film, an unknown woman appears inside the building, attacks a police officer and runs outside, reaching Gautam at the car. She shoves Gautam and tries to escape. He grabs a stick and hits her. She falls into a pit and dies on the spot. Right here, I got the feeling Gautam killed her on purpose to keep some secret from getting exposed. They don't find the child inside the building, but Jhumpa finds a document, a card for a rehabilitation center. Meanwhile, the police officer gets a call from his superior who tells him that Jhumpa herself is a suspect. She kidnapped a child. Jhumpa overhears this and runs out toward the car. Suddenly, someone covers her mouth and she vanishes. Again, I felt like Gautam and Jhumpa were in on it together because Gautam was the one standing outside. The police officer comes out and says, turns out Jhumpa was the thief. That's why she ran. Gautam and Raman bribe the police and leave. While driving back, Raman stops the car and tells Gautam, Jhumpa is not a thief. He had hidden her in the car trunk. This reveal scene is brilliant. The way Raman discloses this is just perfect. Gautam opens the trunk, takes Jhumpa out and starts arguing with Raman. Raman wants to help her. Gautam just wants to save his own skin. Angrily, Jhumpa walks off, saying she will find her daughter on her own. Raman, after fighting with Gautam, follows her. Gautam eventually drives up and offers them a ride. This scene is outstanding. The conversation between Gautam and Raman takes the emotional and political depth of the film to another level. Later, Gautam and Raman get out of the car to ask someone for the address of the rehabilitation center. People recognize them and accuse them of being kidnappers. They are attacked. They barely escape, but some boys on bikes chase them. And now begins a terrifying, unpredictable chase. Up until this point, the suspense and thrill had been excellent. But what happens next? That is not just something to be told. You have to watch it to feel it. In my opinion, this is the best chase in Indian cinema history. Though, to be fair, I haven't seen too many films. While running, Raman finds a large amount of money and a photo of Jhumpa standing outside a Mumbai hospital in her bag. Gautam says she's a thief. She lied to us. At this point, I got even more confused. This looked like solid evidence against her. But moments ago, the way she confidently and angrily ran away from the car to find her daughter on her own strongly makes you believe that she is innocent. Then a call comes in on Jhumpa's phone. Raman answers it on speaker. It is her brother, speaking in Bengali, saying, "You have created a big mess by stealing madam's baby. Now the police are after me too." Jhumpa tries to convince them that her brother is a liar and thug and not to believe him. Raman finally loses it and lashes out at Jhumpa. This scene is incredible. Raman's acting here is just next level. After about 10 to 12 minutes of chase, they reach a narrow neighborhood alley and their car gets stuck. They have to flee on foot. They enter a locked house that seems abandoned. Raman has already been shot and is in bad shape. From a small window on the roof, Jhumpa spots an ad for the same rehabilitation center that was mentioned in the kidnapper's document. She climbs down and tells Gautam and Raman that she is going to the rehab center. Gautam tries to stop her, but she does not listen. Before leaving, she gives him the contact number of a woman who had bought her unborn child. Seeing Gautam's expressions here brought tears to my eyes. What a powerful scene. Raman's condition gets worse. He badly needs water. Gautam decides to go outside to get some. In this scene, both brothers cry, as if they know they are going to die. It is heartbreaking. Gautam heads out. What happens next in the following minutes is brutal and terrifying, especially seeing Gautam dragged and beaten in the streets. The police arrive just in time to save him. Jhumpa reaches the rehab center. The police find Raman's body. He is still alive and they rush him to the hospital. While loading him into the ambulance, the officer gets a call. He has told that this is an illegal surrogacy case and both Madam and Jhumpa will be jailed. This is the same officer who took the bribe earlier. Now he feels guilty and wants to help Gautam and Raman, but has to follow orders to find Jhumpa. On the way, there is another brilliant incident while in the ambulance. What happens there and what follows is something I will not spoil. It is not something to be heard. It is something to experience. All I will say is the ending is so powerful that it will leave you both happy and disturbed, laughing and crying. No more than that. When a self-serving, so-called practical man throws away his personal motives and dives into the mouth of death, transforming from zero to hero, while watching that gives you confidence and makes you want to do something meaningful in life. That is a spoiler of a spoiler. This film is, in my opinion, the best survival suspense thriller in Indian cinema to date. Yes, it has a tight and brilliant screenplay, amazing acting, etc. etc. But above all, this film has a story. The writer, director and actors have something to say and they want to say it from the heart. And you know what they say? When something comes from the heart, it reaches the heart. Because what they wanted to say came straight from the heart, the path to the audience opened up on its own. And by path, I mean the cinematography, background music, acting, screenplay, direction, all of it. But it would be incomplete to say that the path simply made itself. Because unless each department in a film does its job with honesty and dedication, the message either will not reach the audience or it will reach only partially. After watching this film, I can confidently say every department gave almost 100% effort. And it is not just technically so-called perfect in a robotic sense. Every technical element in this film breathes with the life of the story. You can feel that everyone involved poured their heart and sincerity into it. That's why the film turned out so brilliantly. Because the story had already touched everyone who worked on it. Let's talk about cinematography. There are several scenes that are simply outstanding. For example, early in the film, there is a scene where a cop is talking to both brothers, saying they have to wait because they are witnesses. Jhumpa stands nearby, desperately searching for her daughter, suspecting everyone, yet still holding on to hope. At that moment, the camera slowly moves to her face and captures her expressions. It is a brief detail but incredibly powerful. It makes you feel the whole situation. And then during the chase sequences, the cinematography peaks. In my view, this is one of the best cinematography efforts on an international level. As for background music, there is a very little of it used in the film. In the first 30 to 40 minutes, it is almost entirely absent. But wherever it is used, it's never too much or too little. Just perfect. Wherever the music appears, it heightens the emotional or suspenseful effect of the scene. For example, when Jhumpa is following the tea seller, a soft, suspenseful track plays very faintly for a few seconds, and it adds to the intensity without overdoing it. The screenplay is extremely tight. I feel that most Bollywood directors would have struck this kind of story into 2 or 2.5 hours. But despite the tight runtime, every necessary detail is beautifully covered. There is no rush. For example, there is a scene where the relationship between the two brothers is subtly but powerfully shown through small moments. In one scene, when they are heading from the train station to Kasoni Koti, they are sitting in the car. Gautam slaps Raman out of frustration and Raman quietly absorbs it, showing a bit of guilt. Later, this conversation happens. Gautam, mother was worried because of you. Why were you so late? Raman, why are you guilt tripping me, brother? I just missed a flight. Gautam, then you should have taken another one. Raman, the other one cost 20,000 rupees. Gautam, I was paying for it. Raman, why would you pay? I earned too. You know, this exchange perfectly reveals their personalities. Gautam is practical, values money and thus has money. Raman values his self-esteem and has empathy for others. From a typical suspense thriller point of view, you might not expect such emotional depth, but for a story told with integrity, these details are crucial. When you watch the film yourself, you will see how such small moments pull you deeper into the story. Another great example, there is a scene when Jhumpa, Raman and Gautam are escaping forest police and heading toward Kasoni Koti. Jhumpa gets a call from from a woman who tells her that the police now know she kidnapped the girl and they have her photo. Jhumpa is clearly doomed. In this desperate moment, she gazes out the side window of the car, staring at the moonlight behind the trees. A short piece of background music plays, just enough to express her desperation and tension. It is a beautiful scene. The acting and cinematography here are both excellent. The suspense in the film comes from the natural progression of the story, not from cheap cinematic tricks. Each new situation feels completely logical but still unpredictable. At no point does the story rely on forced cinematography or background music to justify what is happening. Neither does it use unnecessary twists and turns in the plot. Everything flows organically. Honestly, there is so much in this film that if I start discussing everything, it will ruin the experience. I have not and could not tell everything. There is so much in the film. So I will just say this. This film deserves a place among Indian cinema's all-time greats.